لا يخصش عجوز النار.
Tor left the wellness center.
ظلمت الدنيا برا ولا تأثير بس؟
A security computer. The Koskela brothers aren't just in the cult. They're its damn leaders.
قادة الجماعة طلعوا ذلك الاثنين التوأم، والروسي شكله وياهم بعد. ريد مانuscript. بس ما أظن عندي مانuscript حاليا. قاعدين يحسبوا مواقيت القمر. سؤال: هل القمر يأثر في ذلك ولا لا؟ الكيان المظلم والسوالف هذه. كان فرحان بالروسي.
Day, then month. He uses European formatting.
طيب روسي أكيد بيستعمل النظام هذا. في شيء بعد؟
Needs a password. And a warrant, technically. But hey, desperate times.
ايوه، منين نجيب الكلمة السرية؟ يمكن هذه. 5 6 7 8. 4 17. بس كأنه واجد. كم رقمهم؟ 1 2 3 4 5 6. 4 5 23. لا، ثاني 17. 29 6. 17 و20 7. 17 31. الحبيب يحب رقم 17. ايش معنى هالتاريخ بالضبط؟ أعطيه اللغز بعد. 200 degrees inside.
There's Tor, and he's out of his mind. Need to get to him.
تاريخ 14/9. اوكي.
And the doors are open.
هذا وين الحين؟ هذه البداية. اوكي، اشبه بالاختصار يعني. هذا ايش؟ يموت هذا ولا ما يموت؟ أنا بيعرف كل الأبواب فتحت ولا أبواب معينة بس؟
Need to catch up with Tor. This must have been Tor's.
عجوز النار. شكلها سحب عليها وزعلت، الحين تحاول تنتقم منه.
here this minute. That water is bad for you. Tar, wait! Cynthia Weaver, I know it's you. This kind of behavior is not okay. Let him go! Tar! Damn. Well, shoot.
جنون. عاد الله يعين هذه روز، هي تتعامل مع ناس كلهم فيهم سوالف هذه، كلهم متأثرين بالطاقة المظلمة وقوة خارقة وكلام فاضي. مدري ايش حاسس اني مستبق الأحداث. في بي، من هو في بي؟ مرة ثانية يطلع.
Wheeler used to be the agent of a manic-depressive celebrity writer, Alan Wake. Wake had various addictions on his back, an on-off death wish.
في
Wheeler
بي
had seen a
بلم
thing or two.
الروسي.
Wheeler paid a lot of money for a good shrink. Got himself convinced that all the nightmares he'd seen leading up to Wake drowning himself were just his imagination. PTSD. Now we had pills to keep the shadows from his sleep. But the Andersons were something else. The nightmares were starting to creep in again. Or maybe it was the drugs in the air. Wheeler hoped it was the drugs. The Andersons were so old. Vampires. After every gig and the party that followed, it took them weeks to bounce back. And they never did completely. Each time Wheeler expected them to croak.
ويلر اللي هو المدير، مدير يسموه الوكيل. نرجع نشوف روز أول، لأني حاسس إن هذا الطريق الأوفرلاب. الله يخسش مرة ثانية. هذا فلاديمير مسكين.
What was that? Where did Tor go?
What on earth do you mean, Saga? Tor is resting in the wellness center. Remember?
What? We both saw him go into the pond.
Okay.
Are you fucking with me, or is this the story again?
Now. Let's cool it with the language.
She's clearly lying to me. Why? Rose watched Tor go into the pond. Why is she lying to me?
The secret mission for Alan's #1 fan. The hero will say Wake has returned. We're all characters in his story.
مشجع الأولى لألان ويك.
I'm not his fucking character. But I can use that phrase to make Rose stop lying to me. Wake has returned. Cynthia took Tor. What happened to her?
When the darkness touches your head, your bookshelf gets shuffled. I put her lamp in the shoebox. What do you call a lamp lady without her lamp?
Is Rose talking about Cynthia or herself? Or both? Rose. Wake has returned.
Oh my God. You're the hero! You're here to save Alan! I feel so silly for trying to keep you out of the wellness center. I locked Tor and Gale in there after they lost it, and I didn't want you getting hurt. Before I forget, here's the page Wake told me to give you. Oh, and you'll need my keys to get around.
Saga jabbed the selector on the jukebox, the missing record in its place. Saga couldn't have found it without Odin's help. A light bloomed in through the garden window.
The horror story beat me to Tor. I have to rescue him. The key to this overlap is an old Gods of Asgard record. Odin will know more. The page mentions a missing record. Do you know where it is, Odin?
Driven by passion, raging like a storm. Your grandfather made the song to apologize to your mother, Freya, and to you. Tor's like a storm. Your mother did the right thing, leaving with you, even if it broke your grandfather's heart. And mine. Listen to the song, Saga. It's all there. Tor only had one record made. He keeps it in the museum.
Odin knows my mom's name. He's saying my mom took me away when I was still a baby. Plausible. Stay on task. The record is in the museum.
آخر واحدة وين هي؟
Saga jabbed the selector on the jukebox, the missing record in its place. Saga couldn't have found it without Odin's help. Standing there, Saga felt exposed, expecting the shadows to come alive. The needle crackled on the vinyl. The song swelled. Odin had said it was written for her and her mother. Her grandfather's apology. The lamentation of an old man. His heart was broken, sinking into darkness. Odin had said that the song would be a way to know Tor, a way to find him. A light bloomed in through the garden window. That's where Tor had vanished into the pond. Saga knew what she had to do.
What happened to Tor just now?
Cynthia took him. Ugh, I knew someone was messing with Tor's head. There's something wrong with the water here. Pipes acting up, black stuff coming out. Cynthia's probably behind that too.
Does Cynthia have any connection to the cult of the tree?
Oh no, she's way too frail for that. But she used to be this town's best defense against the forces of darkness. Well, after Alan. But I guess it finally got her.
Wake is in custody. How have you been in contact with him?
He leaves me messages in funny places, like the newspaper, books. Once he even wrote to me with a cloud. If it's something really important, he tells me in a dream.
Okay. And what does he say to you with these clouds?
Ways I can help him, how I can stay safe, good dinner recipes, ways to kill Taken, Lots of stuff. I've been finding some pages of writing lately too, so he must be working on a new book. Exciting.
بعد ما يقدر هي تساعد ويك ولا تساعد سكراتش.
Wake tells you how to kill Taken?
Oh, sure. You're the hero, so you must know all about it. All you need is a strong light, and then your conventional methods of extreme violence. Simple stuff. The tough part is hiding the bodies.
I honestly don't know how to react to this.
Just doing my part, sister.
You're the one leaving those Alex Casey lunchboxes around, aren't you?
Guilty. They were the only Alan-related containers I could find online. He told me to destroy the Taken around town, and I needed some way to stash my gear. I even recruited Mandy May to make knitwork decorations to mark the sites. The stashes are for you, too. You being the hero and all.
Thanks. I already have been. You need to get the residents out of here. It's not safe.
Oh, this kind of stuff rolls right off their backs. They've lived very rich lives. Very resilient. But I already told everyone to wait at the designated muster point on the front porch. We run drills every few months. I'm so proud of them.
I'm impressed by how prepared you are.
We're pretty used to this kind of thing.
Don't need to go over all this again. Tor disappeared into the pond. It's another overlap. Has to be. How do I get inside? Think. The page says the record will open the overlap. Or is the page predetermining it? Am I just playing into the story?
اوكي.
I need something to cut this.
طيب المفتاح. كهرباء مسكرة ولا؟ طيب شلون اشغل موسيقى؟ ميوزيوم. وين الميوزيوم؟ الطابق الثاني.
Odin Anderson stirred in his bed, his vision hazy, smudged, He felt weighted down by an ocean of dark water. Through the haze, he made out Saga. Odin felt useless. He wished he could tell Saga how his silly faces made her smile when she was young. Too young to remember. Odin used to joke that Tor was her grandfather, but he was the Allfather. He smiled at the memory. Odin was the kinder of the Anderson brothers. Tor lacked patience, more volatile. The brothers fought a lot, but they were inseparable. Now Tor was missing, dragged into darkness. Odin could feel it. Time was running out for both of them.
وين المتحف؟ واحد من الأعضاء مات، أعضاء الفرقة، اسمها باب بولدر. أظن حتى هذا بعد اسم مرتبط بالقصص التاريخية أو الأساطير.
Anger's remorse. This is the
مرة
one.
هذه ما خفت.
But it's gone. Cynthia has the record. She will tell me where to find it. Anger's remorse is missing. Who took it?
Our shame becomes the pale horse. Oh, Tor, bro. Tor's love for you is in that song. That's why Cynthia wants it, to ruin him. She made Tor lust after her. We fought one scratching hag years ago. Now he's fallen for another, and we might lose him for good. One less Anderson.
That isn't going to happen. Cynthia has torn the overlap. Anger's remorse is the key to get there. I need to make Cynthia reveal its location.
الأغنية عن ساقا أنه يحبها، لكن هذا العجوز تبيه حاولت تلعب فيه عشان يقع في حبها. مو بصحيح.
Cynthia targeted Tor specifically. Why him?
Deal with the nasty Anderson fellow. His heart was broken. Cancelled. Leaks started appearing. It was too late. Shut her out of her own case.
The dark presence is using Cynthia to keep me from talking to
كان
Tor.
المظلم قاعد يستعملها.
Where is Anger's remorse now?
Kitty is a young girl in love. Her rock and roll twigs it. The shadows to come alive. A gift. An on-off death wish.
She has the record. I can get it out of her. Anger's remorse. Where is it, Cynthia?
Drowned beneath dark water. Too many hands. The bathroom frightened her. Cut short. She screamed. An old folks care home.
The Anger's remorse record is in Cynthia's room. In her bathtub. Cynthia took the record and I brought it back. Think, Saga. A bathtub, a pond, a lake. There's a theme here.
هذه غرفتها فوق، بس خلينا نروح عند آتي. عنده سالفة.
Do you know anything about the cult of the tree?
Yes, yes. He who reaches for a spruce tree will stumble into a juniper. Bloom was one of them. He has kicked empty. I wouldn't want to be in his shoes, but I like his shoes.
How did you know Blum was part of the cult?
Oh, Fox never runs out of tricks. He's a crazy man, and he will show his ways. Bloom like to talk.
اوكي، احنا اوريدي نعرف هالشيء. في شيء تحت. الجيم احيانا تعلق، اللودنج لك عليه.
No use crying in the dark place. What has been has gone. But trouble doesn't look like this. You can go to the basement and check the generator. But look out. You can never know in which tree the devil sits.
The basement.
مثل ما توقعت، البسمنت بعدين.
Muster point.
You all should stay out here a while. Until it's safe.
Okay.
I'm happy to get out of that house. Isn't it strange that I've lived in Bright Falls my whole life and I can't remember this building?
The house has always been here, Norman. Remember when that poor Nora girl drowned in the bunker? Those Andersons got it so cheap because it's haunted. You get what you pay
هذا
for.
قاعد يطلع منها دم ولا ايش؟
Mandy May, are you all right? You're bleeding.
Oh, how did that happen?
Oh, no, Mandy May. Oh, no!
Oh, don't be a crybaby, Norman. It's nothing. I just poked my finger knitting this monster of a blanket.
قاعد حق ما تسويها.
Is there anyone who didn't show up?
A few. Artie, Gil, Cynthia.
If they aren't here by now, then they aren't coming.
قال هذا ما
It's
شفناه.
important to be punctual. On that topic, I'd like to point out that our nightly decaf coffee service is almost half an hour behind schedule.
Have any of you noticed anything odd about Ms. Weaver?
Just
يمكن
the
قال مال
total
الراديو.
won't leave the poor woman alone. That brute wants one thing, and one thing only.
Cynthia's gotten downright bossy.
Take a swim in the pond, Norman. Drink some water, Norman.
Well, no one tells Norman MacDonald what to do.
كان تبيهم كلهم يدخلوا البحيرة. عجوز النار. خلينا نشوف راعي الراديو. وين الصوت الثاني؟
Fuse is blown. Maybe there are spares nearby.
بس كيف الليت ذاك اللي قدام ما انطفأ؟ سؤال يحتاج إجابة.
Emmett Elwood had had enough. All his life he'd been surrounded by the same small-minded, impolite, ignorant people in town. Their endless gossip, their nose-picking, chewing food with their mouths open, not washing their hands after visiting the restroom, and touching things. Touching everything. The world was going to hell. He'd watched day after day how all the nice things in life in Bright Falls were spoiled and ruined forever. There would be a just and terrible reckoning. Emmett had imagined many times how he'd make them pay. He had lovingly tended his anger, made it grow hotter. It was out in the open now. Ugly and slobbering, they reached at him with their unwashed hands. He'd beat them down, beat them until they no longer moved. and then he'd wash his hands with a strong antibacterial disinfectant.
هذا بعد واحد جديد قيمة أولد. شكله كان معقد، يقول لك مقهور انه الناس ما تغسل يدهم قبل ما يلمسوه، فقام يذبحهم بعدين يغسل يده مضاد للبكتيريا. اوصف زين، توماس زين. خبر هذا سنة كم؟
Cynthia Weaver had always kept her lantern close. Someone in the bathroom with her. In the dark. Dark water pressed itself into her. She screamed. Cynthia Weaver hated being old. She'd been a doer, a fighter. Now the bathroom frightened her, afraid she'd break her hip, like Norman. Cynthia had always kept her lantern close, to hold the darkness at bay. "Oh dear, my lantern. I think I've lost it," Cynthia said. "This will put a smile back on your face, my dear," a voice said. A man's voice. Someone in the bathroom with her. In the dark. The light bulb had blown. She meant to replace it days ago. How could she forget? She had slipped getting out of the tub. She lay in the tub now. She lifted her hand. It looked wrong. Too many hands. In a black void with no sense of up or down, she was underwater. A dark shape pushed her down. Dark water pressed itself into her. She screamed. It came out in bubbles.
نهاية مأساوية والله. على كثر ما حاولت تقاوم الظلام، إلى أنها في النهاية للأسف صارت المعركة. اثنين سبعة ثلاثة. ايش هذا؟ شو يصير؟ اثنين سبعة ثلاثة. ايه فيوز.
A fuse. Could come in handy. The power's off.
احنا جينا بالمقلوب.
There. Power's back on. كان في مكان كان فيه مقطع فيديو أو شيء، فيلم. ايه. Is this something they watch on movie night? That looks just like Casey. What the hell is going on?
توماس زين. هو توماس زين بعد ما أدري هو هل هو يعني شخصيتين ولا شخصية واحدة، لأنه بعد كان صانع أفلام. ما أدري إيش الفكرة.
Shit. Careful, Saga.
كأني شفتها اللحظة. العجوز. عبي شكله في قتال الحين.
Pressing against the windows! Residents! Shut it!